Now, if there's one game everyone's heard of, if not played, it's Blade and Sorcery that was originally released back in 2018. Dude, this makes me feel so old. For me, this was the first physics-based combat game that not only made you feel insanely powerful, it also made me feel bad, doing some terrible things to NPCs, which is a feeling I hadn't felt since I first played Manhunt 2 back on PlayStation 2. Blade and Sorcery went viral on social media, and for good reason, because they made something that is not only extremely violent, but they also gave players an incredible amount of weapons to play with. They also gave us amazing weapon physics and added some very cool magic that felt like a cheat code, increasing the potential of what players could do in a VR physics playground. To be clear, there was nothing else like it, and is still used as a benchmark for other developers making similar weapon-based games. But they also kept pushing over the years with the lore of the game and have given the Blade and Sorcery community so many updates over the last 8 years, and that on its own is something that should be applauded, including working door handles. On top of all this, we have the modding scene, which is simply incredible, allowing players to play the game in a way they've always wanted, and it's also allowed a lot of VR creators to make infinite content. But aside from the new DLC, which does look incredible by the way, WarpFrog are finally moving on to the next new title. It's a brand new game, and it's not going to be Blade and Sorcery 2. Personally, after seeing Blade and Sorcery evolve the way it has and be supported the way it has, this has got me hyped for the studio's next chapter. But what do we know so far? And unfortunately, there isn't really that much to go on. The developers put out a Steam community update patch note, not only going over the new DLC, I think pronounced Beeth, but also a little bit of what to expect from the new title. It's a brand new game that will share a lot with the DNA of Blade and Sorcery, and that tells me this is going to be a combat focused game with excellent physics, but this time they've mentioned it will be as anti-gamey as possible, and also super modder friendly. Now, the anti-gamey remark got me thinking, what does this exactly mean? Now, the term gamey involves in-game actions or behaviour that break immersion, or they contradict common sense, things like gravity and physics, in favour of exploiting game mechanics. So to me, this means the game will be something that abides by the rules of physics. So for example, cutting off an NPC's head might not be just an easy swipe as it is now in Blade and Sorcery. NPCs will have proper weight, as will your player. Weapons will probably feel more realistic to use, and obviously AI will no doubt play a big part in the next game. And I'm certain this won't follow Blade and Sorcery's sandbox approach when it first launched, especially after Nomad's release. I think the developers are looking to tell a rich and involving story, combining everything they've learned so far about VR and what players love about Blade and Sorcery. They're also moving up from Thunder Road to Thunder Road 2 as a framework, and as far as I can tell, this is the name they gave the original game's framework, and it has proven to be tricky over time to make any meaningful expansions to the original Blade and Sorcery. So when it comes to predicting what platforms the new game will come to, I would assume this will obviously be on PCVR, but I actually think a MetaQuest 3 or even MetaQuest 4 release is very likely from day one. The recent release of Nomad on Quest was actually an incredible port of the PC version, bringing pretty much everything across, and I personally think it's one of the greatest Quest ports we've ever had. Now, a while back, the developers also expressed interest in porting to PSVR 2 due to its similarities in graphical performance with PC. Now, no one knows exactly if they are still porting Blade and Sorcery to PSVR 2, but with the team now heavily focused on this brand new game, I actually doubt this will ever happen. So yeah, I just wanted to put it out there because I haven't really seen much discussion about it, and I think the next game will be a massive title for VR and its growth. And the developers have shown nothing but hard work and support for their own game, but also the technology that we all know and love. Well, that's all I've got for you today. Let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments. What do you think this announcement means? What are you expecting the game to be? And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like, subscribe for more VR content, and I'll see you all in the next one.